Hey guys, so today I kind of want to talk to you about my struggle with acne, and it probably started around the age of 15, I guess. This was great, and I wasn't going to stop using it, but I had been using it for 2 years, and it was just kind of like I needed a change because my skin was getting used to it, and so I was getting more and more pimples. And I didn't want to stop using it though, because I was scared that if I stopped using it that I was going to go back to when I was 15 and have like major breakouts all over my face. And acne never, it's horrible, and it makes you feel so insecure about yourself, and so I didn't want to go back to that place, and I was scared that if I quit this and tried something else, that there was going to be a time in between before I found something that would work for my skin where I had a completely covered face of acne. And I didn't want it, but I decided that if I keep using the SkinId, that eventually it's just going to keep getting worse. And I could go on there and retake the test and everything, but I was just kind of over it and ready to go and find something new. So I did my research, and mostly watching YouTube videos and seeing how other people deal with acne, have dealt with it, and what the products they're using, and trying to find someone who has the same skin type as I do, which I have really oily skin and acne prone, of course. So I wanted to find someone who had the closest face type that I could find, and product where like I could see their skin was completely clear, so maybe it could work for me. And I don't have that sensitive of a skin, but it seems like after I quit using the SkinId that it kind of became sensitive, because I decided, I came across this website called Lush, and everyone's raves about it on YouTube. And so I was like, maybe I should give it a try, you know? And so I was like, why not? And I looked up all their skin stuff for the face and kept going through, and I found ocean salt and Herbalism, and I was like, which one do I want to use? And I was really scared of using ocean salt because I just thought it would be really abrasive, and I didn't want to like freak my skin out too much, and I just thought that ocean salt would do that. So I decided not to use ocean salt, and instead I went for the Herbalism. And I was so excited because there were negative reviews on Herbalism saying that it did nothing for them, and then there were like reviews that just raved and raved about it, saying that their skin has never felt as good as it has after using Herbalism. So if you don't know what it looks like, it's kind of a green, it has a really weird consistency, and I don't know, it's kind of like, it reminds me of like dirt, and it stinks really bad, and but it reminds me of like dirt, and you put like a pea size in your hand and you get it wet, and when you get it wet you kind of stir it, and it turns into like mud. That's kind of what I think it is. And yeah, it smells, oh my gosh, it smells so bad. Like when I first opened it, I was like, it stinks so bad. And but I was like, well, I can deal with the smell if it keeps my face clear and does everything that people were talking about it was doing, and that it says it'll do. Now this doesn't really have any like, you know, benzoyl peroxide or salicylic acid or sulfur in it. Can't say that word. So I was a little weary of that too, because I know that those help fight acne really good, and that's what most people put in them, such as SkinId or Neutrogena. They have salicylic acid in it. So I was a little wary of that too, but I decided to to go ahead. And I could deal with the messiness because it is kind of messy, because this is like a really weird kind of like powdery, grainy consistency. And I could get used to it, you know, as long as it worked. So I used it for about I used it for about 5 weeks, I think. And the first week, it was brilliant. Like, I was like, ooh, I like this. And it was, yeah, I sounded totally weird when I said that. But anyways, it felt good. My skin was smooth, and sometimes I'm worried about it not getting my skin clean enough, because I don't know, it just didn't feel like it was exfoliating really good. And I guess maybe because I went from SkinId, which is the cleanser is kind of like soap, and so when you go to this, yeah, it just didn't feel like my skin was getting clean, but it did feel really smooth, and you didn't get that tight feeling that you get sometimes. Like when I would use this after I used the cream cleanser, my skin would feel so tight, super tight. And so with this, I didn't get that. So I had to get used to it. I get used to my skin not feeling tight, and I guess that's probably why I didn't think it was cleaning my skin really good. But after I used it for a while, like the first week was so good, and the second week was okay, and I was expecting my skin to purge. I knew that at some point I would have a purge going on, because it's a major switch from, you know, going to a 3-step system into a Herbalism. Week 3 or week 2 was good. Week 3 came, and I just woke up one day and my face was completely covered in pimples, and I was like, okay, my skin's purging now. And so I kept using it. I would use Herbalism every morning and every night, and I would use Mask of Magnamenti about 2 or 3 times a week. And after I used the Herbalism, and it was going, I was expecting it to purge, and I knew it would probably purge for about a week, and then it would slowly start receding. And so I kept using it all through week 3. And week 4 came, and it was getting worse, and like my forehead was completely covered again, and it's just like when I was 15. It was completely covered, but it felt worse. Like it had like so many bumps on it, but you couldn't really see the bumps unless you were like this close, but it felt so bad. And I had all around here, there were pimples everywhere, and it was super, super dry around my mouth, and my chin was completely covered, and my upper lip around my nose was completely covered in pimples. And I would have like a pimple or 2 on my cheeks, but that wasn't too bad. So mostly like in my T-zone there. And I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna keep using it, because I was super excited about it, and I know my skin's purging right now, so maybe it just needs a little bit more time. Maybe my skin's a little bit different than others when they say they purge for about a week. Maybe it's just such a huge change from going from SkinId to Herbalism that it's gonna purge more. So I got into week 5, and I kept using it, kept at it. I did use Mask of Magnamenti a little bit more because my skin was so bad, and Mask of Magnamenti was brilliant. I love Mask of Magnamenti. It made, like, my forehead, I think, is probably why you couldn't really see the bumps, because it makes the redness go down brilliantly. And I love Mask of Magnamenti. I might keep using this. I'm not too sure if I'll order it again, but once it runs out, which I'm almost out of it, but I might. I'm not too sure. It depends on if I find something else I want to try or not. But Mask of Magnamenti does contain honey, which is really good for your skin. Honey is amazing for your skin. So after the 5th week, it was getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I just figured, I was like, well, what am I gonna do? And I could not take it anymore. Like, I hated going out in public. Research more and more. I've never heard about most of these products, but people were going on and on about them, and they had been old, so they have like a fan following base that was big, but outside of that following base, like no one heard about it. And so it's called Nanocleanse, and there's probably about 2 videos on YouTube of it. Like, literally, I could not find anything. And I did research through like blogs and blogs, and people were going on and on about having severe acne, which I felt, my acne probably wasn't severe, but I felt like it was going that way. Like, I felt like it was severe, but when you look at other people's who is severe, mine did not look like that, but I felt like it was. And so I found this, and it had all 3 ingredients in it that fight acne, and I was like, all 3? Really? Yes. And so I was like, okay, should I order it? Should I order it? Should I order it? And I found a website that had like the best places to order it, which it said the best place to order it was nanocleanse.com because it was the cheapest. And it wasn't the cheapest. I found supplementing.com that carries it, and I'll put a link below if you're interested. And it was about $31. And I did like the fast shipping, so it cost more for me. So I ordered it, and I got it 2 days later. So I used the Dove cleanser moisturizer for 2 days, and then I got this, and as soon as I got it, I went and washed my face. And when you first get it, like, the smell is so good. It smells so good. Yeah, and it's like a it's an exfoliator, and it's kind of like a peachy color, and it smells like peaches. And it has these black beads in it, black and like orange beads in it, and it is amazing. And I don't know what to do with this, but it's so good, so good. And it comes, look at how big the bottle is, you know. Of course, it wasn't filled up. It was probably to here, to here. So I've used quite a bit. I mean, it's been about a month since I've been using this. And within the first use, all the dryness was gone. Like, Dove was helping the dryness, but after using this once, the dryness was completely gone. And I kept, after week 1, the pimples on my cheek were completely gone. And of course those were just spots, but it was all gone. And by like week 2, my chin was cleared up. And now I've probably been using it for about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. And my forehead is, I mean, I don't know if you can see or not, but thank goodness for bangs. It's still quite bumpy, and you can't really see them, which is a good thing, but it feels horrible. And so I'm hoping that it will clear up as I keep using it. Like I said, it's been about 3.5, 4 weeks since I've been using this, and I will probably order this again, and I'll probably just add products onto this. But yeah, I use this every day, every morning and every night, and then I use Mask of Magnamenti probably about once a week or once every 2 weeks. Sometimes it depends. I was kind of scared to reuse it again, but within the last 2 weeks I've used it like one time every week, and it's done great. Like, it makes my forehead feel smooth, makes it feel like it's going away, but I love Nanocleanse, like what it's done for the rest of my face. Of course, I still get like spots and stuff, like it's not a miracle, but it's so much better. And I do use Proactive Refining Mask for a spot treatment, but I'm trying to find something different. On supplementing.com, they say to get like Acinix, I have no idea how to say it, but it's in the link. I'll put it in the link, and they say it goes really good with Nanocleanse, so I think I'm going to order that within the next couple of days, and we'll see how that goes. So I'll keep you updated on my acne plan, and tune in to Ruth Diaries for some more videos.